I created a game in just 2 days, using AI-generated graphics only. Every single aspect like character, environment, enemies, and even the tiniest projectiles and particles was made with artificial intelligence. But was it so easy? Starting from the planning stage, I decided to use MidJourney for the AI and the binding of I-sac as the game concept. First, I had to get the character. The top part was making the hero look right from 3 different angles: the front, the side, and the back. I headed over to the MidJourney and typed out my first prompt. Game character, top down, horror, simple, cute, big eyes, front view, side view, back view. Pressing enter, waiting, the perfect character! But no, it wasn't that simple. Trying to generate a character that could face in all 3 directions was no easy task. I exhausted my English vocabulary, drank all my coffee, and tried around 100 different versions. But at last, after a grueling battle, our hero was born. Meet AI-sac. Now you would think it's as easy as dropping this character into the game engine, right? No, sprites are not game ready. It's Photoshop time! I dropped the generated image and started by removing the background. Next, I broke down our character into different pieces: the body, head, arms and legs. This would help us animate them later on. I made the body a bit smaller to give our character AI-sac a cute look that fits the style of the binding of I-sac game. I did all the same steps for the side and back views. Finally, sprites were ready to be used in the Unity game engine. Next, I added a basic control for character movement and a feature to change the character sprites based on the direction. All is done? Not quite. The character moved like a block of concrete. There was no animation. Suddenly, I realized I had never animated to the character in Unity before. It's YouTube tutorials time! Armed with my newly acquired animation skills, I rigged each part of AI-sac, placed some keyframes, and here we have it, my very first 2D character animation ever! Next, I created other animation clips, established transitions between them, and incorporated all the logic in the scripts. The movement feels much more natural now. Designing the environment was the next hurdle. I needed to generate an empty, remember, empty room with walls and doors. But my AI body, MidJourney, had a rather artistic interpretation of empty room. Oh, you mean a room with just one box, right? I spent several hours trying to find a workaround for this. Eventually, I decided to generate the ground texture and walls separately, giving MidJourney a break from its creative outburst. I really enjoyed this part. It was exciting to see the various unique options generated in such a short time. Look at all these different grounds. It's a great source of inspiration. Up next, some environment props. Let's add rocks. Fortunately, MidJourney handles simple objects much better. In just a few minutes, I had several options to test out. I picked the one I liked the most, made a few tweaks and color adjustments, and now it looks pretty good. To enable the character to interact with the rocks, I added some physical components. Well, that didn't go as planned. But a quick fix with the character rotation freeze and we're back on track. However, our hero still had a way out. It was time to add some walls. With a touch of Photoshop magic and color grading, we managed to corner our AI-sac. Sorry, buddy, no escape road for you now. With only 6 hours left, it was time to create enemies. Despite a few misunderstandings with MidJourney, I stumbled upon a creature that I could quickly modify. Now, let's breathe some life into these bodies. I used the plugin for animations and added simple idle and shaking movements. It's now time to introduce a shooting mechanic. For this, we need a bubble sprite. That was a quick task for MidJourney, a few iterations and we got what we need. Photoshop to remove the background, importing the sprite into Unity, adding a shadow, some coding. Straightforward enough. Start the play mode. Run! AI-sac! Run! After a few tweaks here and there, everything was running smoothly. To make it feel better, I added a splash effect. However, our hero, AI-sac, doesn't react when hit, so with MidJourney's help I quickly created a heart icon, removed its background, brought it into Unity and implemented a simple health point system. It's all coming together, but a true battle requires action from both sides. So it's time to equip AI-sac with a weapon. As I was working on this, I noticed how in the binding of Isaac, the character's head moves separately from its body. Oh boy, I only have 1 hour left. I was racing against the clock. I removed the head from the original body, created a separate script for the head's movement, implemented other logic, and finally it works. I checked the time and still had 10 minutes left. Yes, let's add post-processing. I tweaked the colors, contrast, added some grain, and voila! The game now looks really good.